Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
They win the final game 5-2 to remain the baseball champions of the world. The Yankees, with this 9-0 crusher, have won their 17th World Series. The Yankees again are world champions. The Yankees win their 21st World Series.
The Yankees are champions of baseball.
Ball game over. World Series over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
The Yankees are back on top. World champions for the 27th time.
Welcome back, Yankee fan. This is episode 120 of the Chase for 28 podcast. My name is Chris, and I am joined by the Podcast Padre. Happy opening week.
Quick, end the season. Right now. Stop. Start the playoffs.
Certainly a good start to 2026. We're recording this episode on Friday, March 27th. It is in the evening time here on the East Coast, and the Yankees have already won their game today against the San Francisco Giants after their opening night win against the San Francisco Giants.
Yes. Strange thought to a season. To play Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and be off on Sunday. They got a lot of off days. Strange thought. But I guess they had to do that to, I don't know, the way that Hulu, that Netflix needed it to, so they had the only opening game that they played like that.
We could certainly complain about it, but whatever.
Yeah, it is what it is. Hey, we won. Who cares?
We won. Who cares? That's right. New t-shirts coming soon. We won. Who cares? Chase for 28.
There you go.
But you know what? I did see, so I caught the end of the game because not only have the Yankees started, but your youngest grandson is also now got Little League practice. So we had practice tonight.
Okay.
So we were at practice for most of the game, and I came home to catch the last 2.5 innings of the game.
Right. Okay.
And I'm watching the game on Yes. So the game ends. The Yankees won today 3-0.
Right.
And they put a nice stat up on the screen that for the first time in franchise history, the Yankees open a season with back-to-back shutouts.
Yes.
That has never happened in 100+ years of Yankee baseball.
Yeah, you would have thought, that would have happened somewhere along the line, but hey, we said the pitching looked good this year, and hey, you can't do better than what Wednesday night was a 3-hitter, and tonight was a 1-hitter.
Yeah, only 3 men on base tonight, and we're going to get into it. And again, it's easy to break it all down when it's the first 2 games of the year.
Yep.
But first, we have our trivia question from last episode, and the trivia question from episode 119 was, which New York Yankees player hit the first walk-off home run in World Series history? So before we give you the answer, we're going to go to Alex, which should cue you into the fact that Alex did not get it right.
You're being nice to the man.
Do I have to be nice to the callers?
Oh, well,
to be fair, he did text me on opening night, and I'll share that message as well. That was pretty fun. I think I have permission. But anyway, so after he listened to the episode, Alex said, Yogi Berra is the answer. Someone did it before Mickey Mantle, but I don't know who. That's the logic. So Alex's entry is Yogi Berra.
Which is a good answer.
A noble guess. You would think that a man who won 10 World Series might qualify to be the guy who hit the first walk-off home run in World Series history. However, that is not the case.
Not the case.
The answer is, well, first we'll tell you when it happened. It happened on October 5th, 1949. It was a solo home run, walk-off in the bottom of the 9th inning. That's how they work. As the Yankees won a game 1-0 over the Brooklyn Dodgers in Game 1 of the 1949 World Series. The home run was hit by old reliable Tommy Henrich.
Yogi Berra was probably in the game.
Probably.
Yeah. Look that one up.
Yeah, and the pitcher who gave it up, Don Newcomb. He was a pretty good pitcher, I hear, right?
Yeah, he was. Still a little before my time, but again, I know a lot of the names from the old days, and yeah, he was a good one.
Yeah. And of course, we do trivia every episode, and I have another trivia question that we will ask before we say goodbye for the week. All right. So the Yankees are currently 2-0. They are in first place in the American League East, which is always nice to say. And the 2026 season is underway.
Yep.
So let's rewind. Let's go back to opening night on Netflix, which again sounds stupid to say out loud, but here we are in 2026 where money, 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 money.
Yep.
What were your thoughts on opening day?
Well, you were not there for a lot of today's game. I was not there to watch a lot of it on TV on Wednesday night. I was reffing a lacrosse game in Old Bridge. So I kept checking the score on the phone. So I saw when they went up 5-0. I didn't see any of the pregame leading into the game stuff, which I heard about all the next day, and I was kind of glad I didn't have to see it. But again, I don't care about the broadcast and whatever. That doesn't bother me. I did catch the game from about I'm going to say like 9:30 on, and they did what they had to. They started off clutch hitting, and again, as people said the next day, if I told you the Yankees won 7-0 and Aaron Judge went 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, you would have said you wouldn't have believed me that he was the only one who didn't get a hit. It just shows you the depth of the team, and everybody else came through. No home runs, clutch hitting. They did what they had to do.
Yeah, they did. And I think you just said that you would have thought they would have hit a bunch of home runs. They did not hit a home run in the game.
No, not even close.
And that second inning where they put up 5 runs, it was, you know what? It reminded me, you know how last year on opening day they smacked the Brewers out of the ballpark, hit, 9 home runs in the game.
They scored 21 runs last year.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a slaughter. And that was that's stereotypical Yankees, right? The Bronx Bombers.
Yeah.
This opening day, they hit the ball all over the field, keeping it in the ballpark, right? Not trying to keep it in, but they used the whole field.
Yeah.
Right. Stanton, his first at bat, nice line drive, gap shot, hitting all field, right? Good, solid hitting. Most guys, Grisham 1 for 5, Bellinger 1 for 5, Rice 1 for 4, Stanton, big day. Looks like he's going to have a nice start to the season. 2 for 4.
Yeah.
Picked up another hit in his first home run tonight. Caballero 1 for 4. He looks like he's on the ball. I think he was 2 for 3 today. Wells 2 for 3 on opening night.
Yeah.
McMahon chipping in with a hit, and he didn't look all that great in spring training.
No. Well, spring training doesn't count for anything. No,
it does
nobody
not.
ever
7
won a
runs
batting
on 10
title.
hits.
Nobody ever won a batting title in spring training.
No, they didn't.
So
I mean, Grisham with the triple.
Yeah.
God, signing Grisham, great move. So glad they signed.
No, get away from it. Cut his mic off. I guess, they've been to San Francisco before, but I never really knew what the dimensions look like out there. I was a little surprised to see that if you go right down the right field line, it's actually only 309 feet, but the wall is 23 feet high. So, you gotta hit it to get it out. But I never realized how it just jets out like to right center. It shoots out to 365 and it goes out to that corner. It's like 415 feet as you keep going out to that wall. It's not even dead center. It's more towards right field. That's ridiculous. You hit a home run out that way. You hit a shot. That's like no man's land out there. Yeah, you earn it.
And there were, what? Again, we don't get to see, the ballpark in San Francisco all that often as Yankee fans. And during the coverage, there was some shot from out beyond center field where it was way zoomed out, where you could see behind the ballpark and up into the area of San Francisco. Yeah. And I've only ever seen, when, you get that behind home plate view and people hitting home runs into McCovey Cove. Yeah. And I didn't realize what the background was behind the stadium. I had no idea that there was like mountains and, you got the bay there and, it just threw me off. I didn't realize what it was because I'd never seen that view before.
Did you see what it looked like with all the little kayaks on opening night?
Yes, they had some guy out there, but I've seen that before, that people sit out there, they cook hot dogs on the boats and they're trying to catch home runs in their canoes.
No, but how many were out there? It would have been a funny sight if somebody hit a home run into that. I mean, you couldn't move. Those boats were like right up on top of each other. The ball would have never hit the water if it went out there. It would have landed in a boat.
I mean, if you want to see it at its craziest, I mean, go back and watch video of, Barry Bonds as he's doing the home run chase.
Yeah.
And the amount of boats that would have been out there in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Right? Would you want to do that? Maybe listen to the game on the radio, but just kind of be out there in a kayak for 9 innings?
No. No.
What about a bigger boat with a grill?
There you go. Yeah, no, hey, wasn't it nice to see, I did catch one glimpse of Barry on TV. It's nice his head has returned to normal. It's nice.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any other comments on the coverage?
I didn't see that much. I mean, I heard about it. I heard about the problems with the background and what they did. I really didn't see it, so I can't comment on it. And again, well, if you remember the first time when I think the first big event Netflix did, they did a boxing match with what's his face?
Was that Jake Paul and Tyson?
Jake Paul, and yeah, where that all of a sudden they were doing that live, and so many people tuned in. They weren't prepared for it, but since then, they've been all right. They started doing the WWE, and they were able to cover that and some other live events. So they learned their lesson. So you figure they're going to be doing another baseball game. So I'm sure they had a big meeting the next day, and hey, we screwed up here, we screwed up there. They'll fix it for next time, whenever that is. Although I did notice the ESPN lost the home run derby. It's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah, well, that is the next thing that Netflix will have baseball-wise. They've got the home run derby, and they will also have the Field of Dreams game this year, and that's in August.
Okay.
And I think it's the Phillies, and I think the Phillies are in it. I forget who the other team is.
Okay.
But they got the Field of Dreams game. So right now their contract is opening night, the home run derby, and a special event game. And this year it happens to be the Field of Dreams, because I don't think they're doing that like the Bristol Motor Speedway game where they do the baseball field in the middle of the racetrack.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah, on the racetrack. Yeah.
And I guess the other option would be that Little League one, but I think that's going to be somewhere else.
Then they're not doing the racetrack game this year?
Not off the top of my head, I don't think they are.
Okay.
But last year they didn't do the Field of Dreams game, so they're bringing that back. Because last year they did the race car game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Whatever. Well, again, if the next thing they do, if the Yankees aren't in it, how interested are we going to be? We might turn it on for a little bit to watch it, but yeah, again, I don't care.
I mean, I'll certainly tune in to watch the home run derby. That's always fun. Nice little highlight there around July 10th, July 11th. Maybe we should look into maybe going to that, because I believe the All-Star game is in Philadelphia this year.
Oh.
So maybe we could dig in, maybe we do a little All-Star road trip. Take this show on the road. We could do the podcast from the Rocky statue.
We each have a big cheesesteak in our mouth.
Oh, yeah. The only good thing about Philly.
Yep.
Cheesesteaks. All right. Back to baseball. That was fun. So did you catch more of today's game?
Yes. Today I basically saw the whole thing.
All right. So, all right. Give the Padre recap, brought to you by SeatGeek. Go.
Well, Schlittler was on.
Yeah.
Nasty. And believe me, he was not just throwing fastballs. He curveballs, he was throwing all of it. He had them, I think at one point, how many he struck out in a row? He had like a little string going. And like I said, it wasn't just fastballs. He was throwing everything. He had them. Gave up one. The hit he gave up, I forgot. It was a right-handed batter that got it. And it was a good pitch. It wasn't like, right down the middle of the plate. It was like on the black on the outside part of the plate. And the guy just like, I don't know if he did it on purpose or he just swung late on it. It went like right down the right field line. So it was fair by, only a few feet right down the line. And
yeah, his line. Yeah, and his line for the game, 5 1/3 innings, again, just gives up the one hit, and he struck out 8 on the day. Yeah. Obviously, no runs given up. The bullpen comes in, shuts it down.
Yeah, bullpen, fine. So the bullpen gave up the 3 walks, but no harm done.
No harm. Bednar picks up his first save of the season.
Yeah. The Giants never threatened. I mean, the whole game, they never really hit a ball hard. It was just ground balls and pop-ups and strikeouts. That's all they did. They didn't do anything.
Well, that's
our old friend Rafael Devers. He struck out 3 times. He did nothing.
Yep, 3 strikeouts. He was 0 for 4 on the day.
I'll tell you this. He looks like he's in better shape than when he was with Boston. I always thought in Boston he was like this big, like he was a little husky.
Yeah.
He looks in much better shape this year.
The weather's much nicer in San Francisco. He could go outside and run. I don't know. But it was good that he, obviously, through 2 games, has not, been the Yankee killer he has been historically in his career. I think they said in 120 career games against the Yankees, he's got like 31 or 32 home runs, almost 100 RBIs just against the Yankees in his career.
Well,
so
like I said, he hits a home run unless it's right down the line over there. He's going to hit a shot.
Yeah. So Yankees are 2-0, obviously leading the American League East. Let's see. Any thoughts around the league before I pull up their schedule? And
no, around the league. You know what? Not to go to our crosstown rival. Were you a little shocked yesterday about the Skeens for Pittsburgh? Only pitched 2/3 of an inning.
He threw less than 40 pitches in his outing. Yeah, that was
a little surprising.
That was very surprising. And actually, I was listening to Alan Jerry's post game podcast today. So on Fridays, it's just the warm up show,
right?
And Al was saying that he watched the condensed game because why watch the whole game? And he said it's always funny when you watch the start of the game and they're like Paul Skeens before the game looks like he's strutting his stuff, feeling very confident, and it's just funny to realize that you already know what happened and you're seeing a point in time where he has no idea that he's not going to get out of the first inning. Or who's the outfielder? O'Neal Cruz.
Oh, he
comes up
terrible. Ooh.
Well, that's what happens when you put a shortstop in center field. He's not an outfielder, and it showed.
Now, I got to tell you, the first thing that came to my mind when you said that's what happens when you put a shortstop in center field, I'm going to say 2 words to you. Mickey Mantle. He came up as a short. Ready? I'll give you 2 more words. Bobby Mercer.
Okay.
They came up as shortstops and they went to the outfield.
Well, let's put it this way. If Mickey Mantle was a good infielder, he would have stayed on the infield.
This is true. He was a pretty good outfielder.
I will say this, though. O'Neal Cruz is on my fantasy team this year, and thank God I don't get any penalties for defense. I did like their little, I'm not a huge fan of these in-dugout home run celebrations because it's, kind of gimmicky.
Some of them are ridiculous. They put the jacket on, they put a stupid hat on, they got to march down the thing.
Well, for the Pirates, they put on a real welding helmet that, like, the Iron Man, like, they...
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Manly men. There you go.
I'm thinking I don't know if any of my 11 or 12-year-olds are going to hit home runs this year in Little League, but I'm thinking maybe I should put together a little something. If the kid hits a home run, we get like a little tuxedo jacket or something.
Well, I know one player on your team that would not need a little tuxedo jacket.
I put it this way. He's not the... I don't want to say big because that sounds bad. He's not the biggest kid on the team. There's a couple kids taller than him. There's a couple kids a little more broader than him. But again, not that anybody cares, but we had batting practice tonight. And he was hitting good tonight.
Okay.
He was hitting good. One kid almost took my head off, but that's a story for another day. I'm still here and I didn't die.
There you go. Watch out, those balls up the middle.
Yes.
All right, I got some bad news.
St. John's lost?
80-75.
It's over?
It's over. Just ended. They put up a good fight. They were ahead for a while. That's right. Well, let's face it. I think Duke was supposed to win. They were the number one ranked team. So
yeah, but they didn't have their point guard who hasn't been playing. So this would have been St. John should have had a better chance. But you're saying they put up a fight?
Yeah, no, they were actually
the only thing that would make it better is if UConn loses to Michigan now.
Yeah, St. John's was winning at the half. They were winning by 1. So
okay,
no, they put up a good fight.
But real quick, I'll stay on this basketball tangent. The games tonight: St. John's, Duke, Michigan, UConn. That's like a mini Final Four.
Yeah, definitely. So. There's things to be seen here. Things are happening. All right. Yeah. So you just saw the end of the game today?
I watched the first inning, then I went to practice, and I came home and I watched the last. I caught the end of the 7th, and I watched the 8th and the 9th.
Okay.
So I saw Judge's home run on replay, right? Which, again, so that was his first at bat where he he employed the ABS.
Now, you didn't see the at-bat, did you?
I've seen the replay of the at-bat. So I have
Okay.
seen the at-bat in its entirety. Yes.
Okay. Now, I didn't see the other night when Caballero did it, but I saw exactly how they do it, that it comes on the screen eventually, and then it goes like it counts down 3, 2, 1. It shows you the box for the batter, and it shows you where the pitch was. It actually tells you if the ball missed. Let's say it's a ball. It tells you how much it missed the strike zone by. So here's Aaron Judge's eye. It was the second pitch. The umpire called it a strike. Judge taps his hat. They go to this. It comes up. The pitch was low. It was low by, you ready? 1/10 of an inch.
Yeah.
So the call was overturned.
But this is good because how many times in his career has he been burned by that pitch being called a strike, which is low for him because he's 6'6", 6'7", and he's had no recourse.
They pulled up a graphic. They showed from last year. There was too much on it. I couldn't add up all the numbers. They had it broken down like how many fastballs were balls that were called strikes, cutters, sweepers. They had every kind of pitch and how many times it was called a strike, but it wasn't a strike. It was this whole big graphic. So,
yeah.
And that's how one at bat. If he wasn't able to overturn that call, he's not hitting a home run that at bat. That just turned the whole thing over. It just put the whole thing back in his favor. And then your boy Giancarlo, he hit a shot.
Yes, he did.
Hey, the man is proving.
But now here's the thing.
Yeah.
They said on opening night when he got his hit and he was he got the double, and they're like, can't open a bag of chips, but he just smoked a double.
Yeah.
Which I couldn't believe that he even made that comment in spring training. That like he makes himself sound like he has no arms.
Yeah.
But he's going to get in the box and he's going to hit the ball 400 feet.
Well, it just goes. I mean, he's 36 years old, but it just goes to show you when he's. I'm not going to say healthy. I'm going to say when he's healthy for him. He could still whack a ball. I mean, he hits the ball. The other night they were talking about he hit the shot he hit up the middle of single, 114 miles an hour. He still drives the ball. I mean, for his age, and it just makes you wonder, like, you know what he did last year in 70-something games? If only the man could stay healthy and play the whole season, which he hasn't done since he first signed with the Yankees. He's probably still capable of hitting over 35 home runs and getting close to 100 RBIs. He's still capable of doing it. Can he stay healthy? Just boils down to that.
Not that fantasy baseball means much, but he was one of my later round draft picks, so I did add him to my roster.
Right.
And he is projected, which is obviously hopefully based on being healthy the entire season.
Right.
They're projecting him to hit 30 home runs and have 98 RBIs.
Yeah.
Right. So, and again, the fact that on opening night, he has the 2 hits, hard hit balls, not pulling, using the whole field. Again, today hitting a home run, getting a pitch that he, getting his pitch looks like a good start through a couple games. Yeah. Hopefully we could turn that into a good month of April, which is funny to say because it's not even April yet.
True.
We're still, we still have March. So yeah.
Yeah, like I said, if he stays healthy. So I like the. I was a little leery. I was on the radio. I was listening to comments about earlier in the day when they announced the starting lineup. So I had, because I had a half day today, so I was listening to Evan and Tiki, and they were complaining about it's only the second game of the season, and some of the guys that the Yankees were putting in the lineup, like why was Ben Rice out and Goldschmidt in? And Grisham hit a triple the other night, like ride the hot hand. Why are they taking him out? Then when I'm listening to the game, they actually, Michael Kay talked about, why the righties were in. On this whole road trip, this was the only lefty starter they were facing. So tomorrow in San Francisco, it's going to be another righty. And when they go to Seattle, it's all right-handed pitchers. So this was his chance to get the right-handed batters in against the left-handed pitcher. So there was logic behind what he did. Makes sense now.
that does make sense. It's not that they need a rest. It's, you're playing to the numbers and who's pitching.
Yeah. And sometimes I wonder, like the guys you listen to on radio, who knows, maybe I'll get into a fight now with the fan guys. Evan Roberts, who died and made you king that you're a baseball expert?
I don't know. All he's got going for him is he's a sad little Mets fan who goes to opening day.
Yeah.
Although I will say, I saw a video through their social media. I guess he's got his older son, Jet.
Yeah.
Takes him to the game.
Yes.
So nice to see that.
Yeah. He was talking about how on Sunday he was all excited. His family is away. So what's he going to do? He's going to the Met game in the afternoon, and then he's going to run to a Net game Sunday night. I think that's what he said. He was like all excited about it. I'm like, you sound like a 5-year-old. Well. Whatever.
Who do Yankees got pitching tomorrow?
Tomorrow is going to be Warren.
Nice. Hopefully he has a nice start to his season.
Yeah.
And who do the Giants have going for them? I didn't see that.
No, I didn't see.
That's bringing up tickets. It's not telling me who's starting.
So that means Weathers is going to start in, I guess, on Monday in Seattle.
Yes.
And then Fried will come back and Schlittler again.
Yeah.
That'll be what? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
And then opening day here next Friday.
Yep.
All
Against
right,
the Marlins.
Okay. So that would end up being, let's see, what I say, Fried, Schlittler, Warren, I guess Weathers gets the home opener.
Let's see.
Yeah, it would have to be Weathers. Yeah, it would be his turn again.
Yeah, that would be Thursday.
No, Friday.
Sorry. Yeah. And then as we look again, so we got another game against San Francisco, 3 against the Mariners. So again, the Mariners, we talked in our little season preview. I think we both picked them to win the West again.
Yep.
Obviously, they come within, a game of going to the World Series last year. Ultimately, Toronto makes that trip. So Seattle should be a formidable early season opponent. The Marlins are the Marlins. And then we'll look a little bit ahead. In the month of April, the Yankees will host the A's, travel to Tampa, host the Angels. And I don't know if you saw Mike Trout hit another opening day home run.
Oh.
Which is something he does on a regular yearly basis.
How? All right. I know you're quick on these things. How old is Trout now? Is he like 36?
Mike Trout is 34 years old.
Oh, 34. Wow. Been around a long time.
He broke in 2011 when he played 40 games with the Angels.
Yeah. Now it's just a question of for his history the past few years. Like, okay, when's he going to get hurt and go on the DL?
Well, last year he played 130 games.
Oh, it just seems like I didn't think he played that many, but he's not the hitter he used to be.
No, he's not. But I mean, looking back just at his games, so 2025, he played 130 games, and then I'll just go back 29 games, 82 games. In 2022, he played in 119 games, then 36, 53. So really, he hasn't been a consistent over 100 games since 2019. And his career started 139, 157, 157, 159.
Yeah,
Actually, speaking of games played, I don't know if you saw this on the opening night thing at all, but last year, Rafael Devers played in 163 games.
None of them were at first base.
No, that's true. But I when I saw that, I was like, well, I want to go down the rabbit hole, and I didn't, because I'd like to see what other players via trade wind up playing and have done that.
Yeah.
Played 163 or more games, played more than 162 games.
Yeah. I'm sure there's others, but again, just to play in every game your team plays, to play in all 162 is a rarity. So
also true.
To get that extra game, that's going above and beyond. But I'm sure it'll be a short list. How many players play in every game that their team plays that season?
Well, I'm going to look right now. Last year, 6 players appeared in all the regular season games. Pete Alonso, Kyle Schwarber, Ellie De La Cruz, Matt Olson, Brent Rooker, and Rafael Devers. Devers being the only one to play in 163.
Huh. Yeah. Gee, Alonso. I guess that's why the Mets got rid of him.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting. I can't wait to see when Baltimore comes around. So those will be interesting games. All right.
All right, hold on. Only because I looked it up.
Yeah.
So players who recently played in 160. Wait, hold on. Oh, no, this isn't giving me. Oh, the record for most games in a single season, 165 by Maury Wills in 1962.
He was not traded. Wait, that 62 was there? I think there was a playoff game. The Giants.
That would be multiple playoff games.
The Giants went to the World Series. I'm not remembering offhand. I know the Giants played the Yankees in the World Series in 62. So maybe there was a playoff game. But again, that's only 163. How do you get 2 more games? And again, I'm not sure if there was
Hold
a
on,
playoff.
I'm going to.
Go ahead.
I'm reading.
It's almost like look at the final standings from that year. Did the Dodgers wins and losses add up to 165?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
All right. We'll have to look into that. I'm sure our viewers are going to want to know. Our listeners are going to want to know next time.
All right. We'll dig into that, which means I'll forget. So
I'll remember.
Alex, remind me with the text to look. There you go. You'll remember. All right. Speaking of Alex, let's get to this episode's trivia question. And this question is as follows. Which New York Yankees pitcher threw a perfect game in the 1998 season? Which New York Yankees pitcher threw a perfect game in the 1998 season? Bonus points if you tell me the date and anything more than just their name. So there you go. Send me the texts. You can also slide into the DMs at ChaseFor28Pod on Instagram and X. The email is feedback@chasefor28.com. And you can also leave a voicemail with your guesses and questions. Go to chasefor28.com/voicemail.
All right. Ready? I looked it up.
Ready.
I got the final standings for 1962. The Giants were 102-61. That's 163 games. The Dodgers, second place, 101-62. That's only 163 games. So how in God's name did this man play in 165? Was he traded to them? I thought he was always on the Dodgers. Again, all right, we're going to have to go into that. Going to have to figure that one out. Soon as we're done, I'll find out. That's all I got to say. No stone will be left unturned.
Oh, here you go. I have the answer.
Okay.
Here you go. Maury Wills set the MLB single season record by playing 165 games for the 1962 Dodgers, breaking the traditional 162 game schedule by participating in all 3 games of the NL Pennant tiebreaker series against the Giants. So it wasn't a 1-game playoff. It was a 3-game series they made them play.
Oh, and
or unless they.
Okay. So now I could figure out what they did. Even though they played 3 games, they only counted it as 1 in the final standings. So like they were tied. The Giants won the 3-game series. So they just gave them the one. And what I looked at, they just gave them the 1 more win.
So they had to play 3 to get 1.
Yeah. That's strange.
There you go.
3 games.
And also that season.
Yes.
Oh, the baseball purists must have been going out of their minds. That same season, he set the then NL record with 104 stolen bases.
Yeah.
And he was the NL MVP that year.
Yeah, man was a good ball player. Very good ball player.
Yeah. He beat out Willie Mays for the MVP that year, and he earned a Gold Glove and was named an All-Star.
Yes.
And that remains the Major League record for games played in a single season.
That one will never be broken.
Because there's no way to play that many more games. They just don't do it that way.
Yeah. No, if you're tied, I mean, even with all the they got all those tiebreakers to figure out who's going and who gets in.
Well, and the first one is a 1-game playoff.
Yeah, it'd be a 1-game
so
playoff.
At most, you could only play in 163.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, you got your question. Of course, we want to hear your feedback all season long. We release these episodes during the season on a weekly basis, so just get us your feedback every week by Fridays at 5 o'clock because we record on Friday nights. And I will be talking to the Podcast Paisan because we are both on our spring break next week. So maybe one of those games in Seattle, he and I will stay up late and maybe we'll do a little live stream and we'll watch baseball and you can come watch and chat about the Yankees with us while they're on the West Coast. But stay tuned. Follow us on social media at ChaseFor28Pod and we will let you know if we're going to be live. Real quick before we say goodbye, I also want to say thank you to SeatGeek. Thank you for powering the Chase for 28 podcast. SeatGeek is the best app to get tickets to Major League Baseball games, NBA playoffs coming soon, Stanley Cup playoffs, but we're going to focus on baseball. So if you were looking for opening day tickets at the stadium against the Marlins, go get the SeatGeek app. Go to chasefor28.com/SeatGeek and use our promo code CHASE428 at checkout, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Thank you to SeatGeek for powering the Chase for 28 podcast. But more important than SeatGeek, thank you to the Podcast Padre. You also power the Chase for 28 podcast. All right, that's all I got.
That's all you
I'm
got.
out of words. That's it.
What you got. You're out of words.
Hopefully they let's go for the sweep. I don't want to see the C lineup out tomorrow. Game's on Fox, by the way, so Saturday Night Baseball on Fox. That'll be nice. And then off on Sunday. Super awkward, but that's cool for me because I'll go play pickleball.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll be back next Friday, and this episode. Happy Saturday to you. Enjoy your weekend. Have a great week. Let's go Yankees.
Yes.